So I just got news that the former CEO of YouTube, Susan Wojcicki, just passed away, I believe a day ago, or it could have been a few days ago as this news was just released. And apparently she's been battling with cancer for the last 2 years. And that's very sad to see because honestly, her son literally just passed away 5 months ago back in February, I believe the 25th when I made that video. It was insane. Like apparently the guy, he was in his college dorm and he OD'd on some type of drug that I believe may be linked to fentanyl. And back then we didn't really know how Susan was feeling about that. I think she did make a brief statement talking about the passing of her son, but nothing too big or rambunctious. But now to see her pass away just 5 months after the death of her own son is just crazy. And regardless of how you felt about her and how she treated the YouTube platform, as a mother, I couldn't imagine how she must have been feeling about the sudden passing of her own son while also battling with the ongoing fight of cancer. That's just crazy. And the thing is, back then when her son died, people were clowning her and making fun of her for the situation and thinking it was cool to throw jokes at her just because she didn't run the platform properly. I will admit she messed a lot of things up, but like I said in my previous video about the passing of her son, just because she was a bad person in your eyes didn't make it okay to make fun of her or the death of her son. Like that's just crazy, especially since the guy overdosed on something that he probably didn't think would kill him. But yeah, as you can see here by a headline by the New York Post, they do say that Susan Wojcicki was 56 at the time of her passing, months after her son died of an overdose in California. You know, in the comment section, you have some comments from people like Alex Jones saying dead from the cancer injections. Phantom said, nah, with the F, rest in peace. Omar said, the older you get, the more you realize how young 56 is. Somebody said, first her son and now herself. May their soul rest in peace. Dr. Grande said, rest in peace. She actually tried to communicate and listen to YouTubers, but arrived at an unlucky time when everyone was pulling ads from YouTube and ended up getting way more hate than she deserved. Somebody then responded back by saying, dude, she removed the dislike button and despite huge backlash, refused to do anything about it. Stop being a bootlicker and stop denying her horrible job just because she died at a young age. She did a horrible job and deserves to be called out for it. Grande then responded back by saying, bro, no need to get so heated about a dislike button. I also disagree with its removal, but dislike bombing videos for the stupidest of reasons had become a widespread thing, which festered mob hate culture on YouTube, so I can also understand the arguments for removing it. Now personally, I think removing the dislike button was the biggest mistake they ever made because generally speaking, when I created content and I would upload a video, I would literally use the dislike button as a way to gauge whether my audience or random viewers liked the video or not. Literally, that was the purpose. If there was a ratio, like let's say 90% likes to 10% dislikes, I would say, maybe this video wasn't so popular and I'll not touch on that topic again. But if it was like 50% likes and 50% dislikes, clearly that's a controversial video I probably won't ever make again. Or if it was like a 99% liked video, I would say, hey, okay, people are rocking with this. I'll keep making more of that. And that's how I really got popular back in the day. But now, like, since they removed it, people just stopped using it as much. And you can't really gauge whether or not people really like the video or not unless you dig into the comments. And I don't read comments like that unless it's like the first 5 to 10 minutes of a video where my OG core fans or viewers, I know we're going to watch the video and comment, but as a lot of you probably guessed by now, I just don't like reading comments. It's bad for my mental health. I'll get into arguments with people because people will talk shit and not expect shit to come back to them. And it's just a waste of time. It doesn't benefit me or quite frankly the person who commented because they often get embarrassed. But anyway, yeah, I think it's sad that she died, but she did mess up the platform for a lot of people. She terminated a lot of people under her policies, under her leadership, demonetization, mass demonetizations of a lot of channels. A lot of people got their careers and lives destroyed. The amount of endless community guideline strikes and terminations and bans I've received was crazy, and other people who didn't have the resources or the network to either restore their channels or remove certain strikes that were bogus, unfortunately never got the chance to come back to the platform. You know, here's a good post by Pimp Master Broda. He said, the amount of history rewriting in these comments is incredible because she died, and it's a sad thing, right? Most normal, insane people are not going to make fun of somebody and bring up their bad history when they pass. But he wanted to point out the fact that Ms. Wojcicki did bring mass demonetization. I'm pretty sure all of you remember that broken ass notification system. Like you literally would not get a notification for any of the subscribed YouTubers you were subscribed to, right? You wouldn't even get recommended their videos if you watched their content all the time. He also said the system was so broken at first that hundreds of thousands of creators, in regards to the monetization system, lost their jobs and side hustles. And keep in mind, a lot of YouTubers and content creators, they have families and bills to pay. Can you imagine how many people lost their homes, their cars, went into debt, lost their livelihood or medical bills because the out of touch and incredibly irresponsible policies that under Susan Wojcicki's leadership were forced upon all of us? He even said, even today, it regularly makes glaring mistakes, and being able to speak to a normal human being at YouTube is near impossible. Now, personally, me, I have gotten to speak to people at YouTube since I'm like a bigger channel. I've been on the platform for years, right? I've gotten a YouTube rep. I have access to like the live chat thing where a support agent can talk to you about a problem, then escalate it to the internal team on YouTube, right? I do have access to those things. But keep in mind, I'm in the 1% of this platform. The 99% of other creators on this platform get treated like dog shit. I realize that. And they don't get a second chance. chance, or even a third chance sometimes when they mess up. So I completely understand everything this man is trying to say here. And, he goes on to talk about the LGBTQ thing. Like, there was a point in this website's history where if you were like gay or in the LGBTQ community, or if that was like a topic, right, of you supporting it or even criticizing it, it would just get flat out, right, demonetized. Like, that was a topic you couldn't talk about, which was dumb. And that was an obvious form of censorship that I believe may have been mishandled or swayed by ads and YouTube's priority in not being controversial. But back in the day, when we had creator on creator beefs and diss tracks and makeup channels were the biggest thing ever, and PewDiePie was still around, and you had community-based drama and the whole platform, from creators to viewers to even employees sometimes, all participating in community-oriented beefs or dramas and large events, like, that was when YouTube was at its peak. That's when it was like super fun. Yeah, sure, there was a lot of shit going on back in 2018, 2019, 2020 and all that. There was a lot of toxicity, right? But it was fun when the dislike button was around and you could pretty much monetize anything and people could say whatever they wanted to have to say without censoring themselves, and people could curse without probably getting flagged and demonetized for saying the F word, and you could talk about anything because it was about your community and the content and the creator and just people having fun, until everything went to shit and everything became overly politically correct and sterile, and there was this bullying policy that nuked my content. I used to like to roast people in videos, and by the way, those people reached out to me and said those videos were funny. They liked my roast of them, but then the policy came and you couldn't say anything about anybody's immutable characteristics or whatever, and a fat joke could literally get you banned for a month. Like, holy shit. Thanks for killing my channel, YouTube, but I'm still not gonna condone people making fun of her for dying, especially since she was a cancer patient. Like, come on, bro, people. It's fucking disgusting. Two wrongs don't make a right. Don't stoop down that low. Have some type of morals about you. Just checking the goddamn quote retweets on Twitter under this post. People are saying YouTube became pro-censorship, Reddit dystopia, sponsored by the ADL and corporate hegemony because of this bitch. You will not be missed. Rest in peace, bozo. Somebody said deserve for putting 2 unskippable ads before a video she can hold. 21,000 likes. Maybe YouTube will have shorter ads now that this bitch is dead. Susan Waluigi right now. Press S to spit. Rest in peace, bozo, with an anime dancing lolly girl. Jesus fucking Christ. Luga said deserve for doubling ads. Will not be missed. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Another libtard CEO down, many more to go. So clearly there's a lot of very bad people saying a lot of very bad stuff about a past cancer patient, and it's just sick. It really is. Listen, guys, talking to the viewers and my fellow content creators out there in the industry, listen, the way I see it, two wrongs don't make a right. Whether you liked her or not doesn't mean there's a justification to make fun of her for dying or her son 5 months prior. I understand the hatred. I understand the contempt. Most of the YouTube community, the viewers and the creators, did not like her when she was alive. But like I say with all my topics talking about people passing that people didn't like, I'm like, you can dislike what they did, you can dislike the person, but let's not get to the point and stoop that low to where we are desensitized to people passing and dying and being that hateful, because you never know. It could happen to any one of us, and then when we die, that bad karma might just come right back to us. Anyway though, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Rest in peace, Susan. Rest in peace to her son, and to my condolences to anybody affected by this, family members, loved ones, friends, colleagues, all that. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to sub, hit the noties, like, dislike, it all helps. And until next time, everybody, stay safe out there.